What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel, and in today's video I'll be discussing my favorite props from Knicks vs Pacers Game 4. Before I get into the analysis, I just want to go over today's wins in the Discord. So jumping into the Discord here, you guys can just see all the wins just flowing in from our members and our mods. You guys can see, if you guys look at the left side, here I post all my plays in my channel, but I also have my mods. We have Mikey, Tam, Will, Daniel, Pablo, Isaiah. They all post plays. You guys can see in my channel here. We have been just dominating. I sent this 2-man out, cash, and I've been doing way more tennis, guys. As NBA comes to a close, I'll be focusing on other sports such as tennis, which is going to be one of my main ones for sure. But we have been going absolutely insane. Let me just show you guys the wins here. So scrolling up further, we cashed, like I mentioned here, we cashed that 2-man that I sent the channel. But you guys can see, we cashed how many? 1 2-man, 2 2-man, 3 2-mans. So we cashed 3 2-mans. You guys can see Casper Ruud and then Karen Kachanov under games here. Then we hit another 2-man here with Munar over fantasy and then Sebastian Offner over his fantasy. And then we had Casper Ruud under his games, and then Carlos Alcaraz under his games. And then scrolling up further, we cashed this 5-man here. It got reverted down to a 4-man payout because Taylor Fritz pushed, but we still, you guys can see all the wins. We're on an absolute heater right now on tennis, so if you guys are interested, you guys can check it out, the Dub Club. I'll be mentioning it soon. You guys can see just all the wins from our members. If you guys scroll up further, we have Anorak here. He tailed my 5-man, put 75, and then 10x'd it for 750. So, yeah. If you guys are interested in the VIP, then there's a ton of variety of sports. Like I mentioned, I do tennis, and then if you guys look at my members, my mods here, like, for example, Tam, he does MLB. You guys can see all the slips here. Tam has been going absolutely insane as well. Like, you guys can see all that green from his prop sheet. And then Will has been absolutely on a heater right now, cashing a ton of his MLB props and slips. So yeah, if you guys are interested in joining the VIP, make sure to check out the Dub Club here. There's a 3-day free trial if you guys are interested. And yeah, let's just jump into the picks I love for today's NBA slate. But before we do that, if you guys want a free way to get VIP, you guys can use code bankroll for either my affiliate apps here for Chalkboard or Dabble. Once you guys do that, just message me and I'll hook you up with 30 days of free VIP. But enough wasting time. Just want to mention, if this video gets 40 likes, I'll be giving away 30 days of free VIP to a random comment. So make sure to do that. It just helps boost the algorithm. But yeah, enough wasting time, guys. Let's just jump into my favorite picks for today on Knicks versus Pacers. So my first pick is going to be Andrew Nembhard. So I love Andrew Nembhard here for a bounce box spot against the Knicks. So you guys can see Andrew Nembhard. He has just risen. He's a playoff riser. He's been absolutely cooking in the playoffs. You guys can take a look here. He's cleared this line 9 out of his last 13 games with a 69.2% hit rate. He's averaging 14 points in this span. And if you guys take a look at the games where he went under, he dropped 6 points here against the Bucks. He only played 30 minutes. You guys can see this game against the Cavs, he only played 26 minutes. And then in this game here, he only played 30 minutes. So on the games where he went under, he has been playing way less minutes due to blowouts or just blowouts pretty much. But if you guys look at his games, when he goes over, he's playing a solid dose of minutes. 37, 37, 36, 37, 35, and 37. So guys, I expect him to get at least more than 30 minutes for sure. He's projected to play around 35 minutes. If he plays at least 30 minutes or more. So let's just go to the minutes filter here. If he just plays at least 30 minutes or more, so yeah, 31 minutes. If Andrew Nembhard plays 31 minutes or more, he's over this line 8 out of the last 9 games, averaging 16 points. And you guys can see this game where he went under, the last game they played. He shot 2 for 9 from the field, 22% from the field, guys. That's an outlier game. If he just shoots like his normal average, I see him going over this line for sure. And then if you guys just look at the matchup as well, and against his dominant player type, which is the pick and roll, they give in the regular season they're giving the most points in the pick and roll, and above the break threes, they're bottom 5 defense against above the break threes as well. In the playoffs, they're still, you guys can see they're the third Knicks. You guys can see that playoff filter there. The Knicks are bottom 3 in both categories against the pick and roll and above the break threes. And then if you guys also look, similar player points versus the Knicks, the last 11 out of 15 similar players to Andrew Nembhard have gone over their lines. So I just love the data here for Nembhard to go over 11.5. Great bounce back spot here. Given he plays in minutes, I see him go over in this line. So I'll be taking Nembhard over 11.5 points. My second pick is going to be Pascal Siakam. So I love Pascal Siakam for under 6.5 rebounds. You guys can take it. DraftKings is giving me the best odds here, so I'll take him at DraftKings. But you guys can see here, the reason I love his under rebounds here is, you guys can see, against the Knicks, he's gone under almost every single time. With this one game being in the beginning of the season, he dropped 8 rebounds. But you guys can see in this series here, he has gone under every single time. If you guys look at his rebound chances, decent. He's getting a decent amount of rebound chances. But I see him going under here, as the Knicks have a really good rebound defense. You guys can see rebounds allowed. They're giving the second, in the regular season, the Knicks were the second. Yeah, they were the second best rebound defense in the league. And then now, they're still a pretty good rebound defense. They're 7th right now in the playoffs. But I just think, especially with the Knicks running a double big lineup here, I see Pascal Siakam going under 6.5 rebounds. So yeah, I'll be taking Pascal Siakam under 6.5, just given the head-to-head data here and just the matchup in general. So yeah, I'll be fading Pascal Siakam under 6.5 rebounds. And then another pick I'm loving is gonna be Jalen Brunson. So I love Brunson here. I like his points. You guys can, to be more risky, you guys can take his regular line. But personally, I'm buying his line down to 24.5 or even 23.5. I think on Prize Picks, the Goblin is 23.5. So I like the Goblin at 23.5. So if you guys buy it down to 23.5, he's cleared this line, in the playoffs. He's cleared this line in his last 10 out of his last 15 games in the playoffs, averaging 30 points. And then if you guys look at in this series against the Pacers, so jumping into the head-to-head data against the Pacers, he's cleared this line, almost doubling it. He dropped 43 points here and then 36 points. And then in this game where he was in foul trouble, he only played 31 minutes. So, especially if Brunson gets some minutes, guys, 35 minutes plus, I believe he's gonna hit this line. Could even hit his regular line, to be honest, but I'm playing it safe. If you guys look at the matchup here, you guys can see pick and roll, free throws, and isolation. Those are the 3 main play types that Brunson scores a majority of his points, accounting around like 80% to be, accounting 80% of his points come through the pick and roll, free throws, and isolation. And you guys can see the Pacers are just terrible. They're terrible in the pick and roll. They're giving the most free throws in the playoffs, and then they're giving the second most points in isolation. So I just love the matchup here for Brunson here. You guys can see why he just torched the Pacers for 43 and 36. And if he's not in foul trouble and plays a solid dose of minutes, I see him clearing this line. So you guys can take him at 23.5 to be safe, or you can take his regular line at 29.5. It's up to you. But yeah, those are gonna be the 3 picks I love for tomorrow's NBA slate. If you guys made it to the end of the video, leave a like, comment below anything, any feedback, and whatever. And peace.